Should we start? Alright, good evening everyone. We are at Spectre. So let's go to a quick overview of the case. So first of all, the entire case is revolving around Bangladesh Postal Service, which currently holds 10,000 post offices spread all over Bangladesh. So BPS claims that they have lived their glorious days in the past when people relied on them. So why did people rely on them? Why were they such a popular demand back then? Simple two reasons. First, that there was no other technology that could substitute them or act against them. So people had to rely on them for that purpose, that was one. And second is that there are no other communication method other than the postal service, regardless of how much time consuming it was. So eventually people had no other option but to rely on them. But with this wave of technological uprise, their options became available, people's options became available, which BPS failed to keep up with, and this brings us to our current scenario, which is
given this situation and the whole thing, we did a SWOT analysis, and we have found out that the strengths of BPS is that cheap service. They provide cheap service. This is a government organization, and as a result, they are able to provide the service in a cheap manner. Next, available point of contact spread all over Bangladesh. There are basically 10,000 post offices spread all over Bangladesh. So as a result, it's very easy for BPS to provide the service to the mass people. Then it's the logistics capability are supported by the government. Everything is set up over there, installed. So basically, that's a big strength for the BPS. Next, the weakness. We should notice that the BPS is very less responsive. The response time for the BPS to its customer is very less compared to the market competitors, and it has inefficient service chain and low-skilled workforce. If we see the modern technologies and the modern times, the workforce we have in BPS they are not that much efficient. They are not accustomed to the technology. Next, we have BPS is a poor campaign policy compared to the market competitors like DHL and FedEx. Then we have opportunity. Now, if we see the opportunities, we can extend our service, and we can have a two-way communication with our customers. And also, it's a fast-growing market because the population of Bangladesh is increasing day by day. As a result, the market is increasing, and about the booming e-commerce sector. The e-commerce sector is proliferating really in Bangladesh. As a result, we can grab that sector. Next, we have threats are competitive market. There are other market competitors like SA Poribahan, FedEx, DHL, and they are a big threat for us right now. And the rigid government regulations. Our government structures do not allow us for. Basically, they don't allow us to expand normally. So if we want to expand, and if we want to go for a if we want to provide better service, then we need to change this rigid government regulations. Now, focusing on these things, we can see that the prime concerns are we need to reposition BPS right now, and we need to outsmart the competitors and increase interactions with our customers. Next.
Now comes our big idea. It's called Dhaka. It's a mobile-based app and Windows-based website. It verges on the tagline "Jokhon Jekhane Chai." So basically, Jokhon and Jekhane. Jokhon means we are ensuring almost on instant services. The customers are almost getting instant services from us. And Jekhane means we are ensuring our services to the remotest corner of the nation. Now, how to influence and impact our project in the long run? We are going to ensure door-to-door project for door-to-door services. For example, if in the usual system, the customer has to carry his goods to the courier service office, and then the organization sends his goods to the other. But we are ensuring a door-to-door service in which the customer will call us on our hotline number, and we are going to take their goods and carry them to their desired destination. Next is we are going to serve as intermediary. We are going to have a database of our contractors where we want to send our goods to the remotest corner of the nation. We are going to link them to the nearest contractors like SA Parivahan and others. And finally, we are offering discount to the corporates. If they grab our offers in a bulk amount, we are going to offer them 15% discount. Now, the implementation. We are going to launch a separate IT division for operating the Dhaka website. We need skilled human resources to operate and monitor and almost respond to the customers through this website, and we need our current employees to be advancedly trained up. And that's all from my part.
So let's go to the promotional part. So far our team members have been discussed what the product is all about and how are we going to use it. So why people will choose Dhaka? So how are we going to use it? The first one is the APL campaign that we are going to launch. First one is the TV commercial, not like the traditional TV commercials that is happening around Bangladesh TV centers, like one after another. So we are going to target the TV news that actually people gives attention to. TV news like 9 PM news, not at Bangladesh. So there are two types of campaign that we are doing including the TV news. The first one is like BTV TV news like Noida Bangla Sampad and English news on 10. These two TV news are mandatory to telecast all over the country in all the private and public TV channels. So through there we are going to tell them how about short promo about the Dhaka project and the opportunities we are giving them. And the next thing is like the private TV channels like Channel RTV and all other TV channels are doing so many TVC during the news break. So we are going to sponsor those TV news like the Dhaka presents Noida Bangla Sampad channel, so that people know about our name more often. So that's like a direct marketing to the target customers. And the next thing is billboards. The billboards will be placed in the major and most important strategic point, like the intersection of Dhaka Stadium Highway, Dhaka Maymensingh Highway, and we will try to cover all the 64 districts. And the one place we are going to target is the bazaar, where the most people gather. And before the bazaar, a large billboard like this will easily get attracted about the project name and how we are going to contact them, the hotline number will be. And the last one also is the social media, which is a new hype for the population, most importantly the youth population of Bangladesh. And about the social media, we are going to launch a campaign like letter writing campaign, where we will call first. Before that, we will launch a Facebook page like called Dhaka, and from that Facebook page, we are going to initiate a campaign for letter writing. And from the letter writing, we will select top 10 letters, which will be based on the most emotional experience the participant have been feel. And those top 10 letters will be published in the major national dailies like Daily Star. And about the video campaign, about the bundle SMS will be sent of the most of the rural people and some of the urban people, so that they can at least know what we are going to offer through the big place. And the last one of it is delivered service campaign. As you know, the delivery service is quite complex comparing to the other competitors. The big place is kind of like a slow. So we are going to initiate a new campaign so that people at least know what are we going to deliver in the shortest possible way. About the budget part, the investment, IT investment, after previous team members have been mentioned that we will initiate a new project called Project Dhaka. The IT investment part is we are going to allow 9,93,850 for the contractors. We are going to offer 8,50,750 for the promotions. About the ATL and BTL, most of them 1,958,000 and others, and the total is 2,11,45,075. And this budget is applicable for a 1 month campaign. We are going to have applicable this budget for the continuous 6 months. If our project actually gives some truly benefits, we are expecting that we will double the budget in the upcoming years.
Alright, so let's wrap it up. So first we have faced through a competitive market, and we stated that they had a poor positioning statement. So over the case, we have a good presentation, we have found proper solutions and we offer implementation strategies, how we can do that. So we believe with this particular, all of that we have said, we can submerge it together and yes, that's all. That's what I hope they can get back to their various things. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I thought your situation analysis was very good. You actually went through a lot of detail. So it's just one thing, maybe when you're trying to highlight the points, focus on one or two, which are the most important ones. The other, maybe you can miss out.
All right. Thank you.
My question is,
Yes.
who are your target group? How are you going to reach them? And you said your basic idea is Windows-based app.
It's both mobile friendly, mobile app, and also for the computer. Exactly.
Okay. So why don't you answer that question first? Who is your target?
The most of the target group will be like the middle-aged people who actually use the telecommunication service like UPS or DHL or FedEx, the existing competitors. And in addition to that, we want to target the youth segment who are actually going to use the most. So that's the target.
If I may add to that, alright. So the current scenario, what implies is that usually the rural people are actually relying on the postal services yet, not much on the urban areas. For instance, the government things are going through that BPS, but for other reasons or other aspects, apart from several banks, BPS do not actually dominate in the urban regions. There the foreign competitors are actually dominating. So what we are trying to do was that rural people, they don't have a problem yet because they don't have an alternative, that efficient an alternative yet. So they have to send goods to urban areas. That's why they're relying on it yet. So pretty soon it would happen that they don't have to rely on it either. So BPS would just go out of order. As usual, that has been happening, right? So what we're trying to do is, first is we're trying to promote it in the urban areas more, and then we're trying to bridge it between the urban and the rural people. It's like a contractor website. We say that for our database of the contractors, that we say that we will include there, so that it becomes easier for the rural people to communicate with them, or the contractors to get back with them and vice versa.
Okay, but you said that you're going to place major billboards in all 64 districts, in mainly bazaars, right? So my question is, does your target group actually have access to computers or even cell phones that can actually view this app in those places? Like in rural areas, can they actually use this app? Do they have access to the communication technology or the devices where you can actually run this app? So, or would it actually become a case where you have the ads and the billboards, but the users are not able to in fact use them because they don't have access to the technology?
Actually, we are planning to put the billboards on the intersections. So basically, when our farmers or like milkmen are going to reach the intermediaries to sell their goods, they are going to see those billboards, and this is a way of campaigning. And also, we can use our. We are going to serve them free transport services, which will differentiate us from the other intermediaries. And we are minimizing the number of intermediaries between the producer and the ultimate customer, which are going to be very cost effective for the final consumers.
So if I may, actually with the things here mentioned, we are going to offer them a helpline number, a 24/7 helpline number, so that people get confused what they are going to actually get or how to get the service there. So they can call at any time of the night. Besides that, if they can not understand the whole idea of this campaign, they can at least go to the nearest dark office that every village almost Union has something in all over the Bangladesh, and we will have at least one representative of this project document so that they can influence them about the project.
Alright, my last question. You have a budget of 20 million per month, right? 2 crores, 20 million per month. You will be running it for 3 or 6 months. Initially, 3 or 6 months. The point is, how much revenue are you planning to generate in that month? Do you think is that a sustainable model?
Sir, the main thing is the IT investment part of the project is like a fixed cost. Once you invest in that project, you have to spend a big amount for the investment about so that we can run this project for almost 2 or 3 years at the initial stage. And for as you have mentioned about the first 3 months, I think as this one is kind of like public project, right? The public government always tries to focus more on the service rather than the income generating part. So I think if the project runs smoothly, there will be a sustainable amount of profit, but not that the private corporation actually wants a large amount of profit.
Sure, if I may,
Sure.
please. Sir, we already know that BSP already has BPS. BPS already has their own USP, which is not actually much into like, which is the cheap service that they're offering. They're providing everything for very cheap. I can answer, right?
Yeah, you can.
Alright, thank you. That's already cheap. But what is happening is that people do not know and people do not rely on them. Regardless of they're depending on their competitors which are offering like more than that price, but they're relying on them just because of their efficiency in the service that they provide. So what we're trying to do here, we're trying to promote that we can also do the same, but we are giving you a cheaper price, and in fact we are coming to you rather than you coming to the post office. Just give us a call, we'll come and take
Giving
you.
some additional services like
Yes.
online services and door-to-door services.
Yes. That should be their new USP, that we are providing cheap services along with we are coming to you. You do not even have to come to us. You just give us a call and we're there. Something.
I just want to small answer.
Please.
In this slide you mentioned repositioning of post office. What do you mean by repositioning? What do you mean by repositioning?
Sir, see, let's put it this way. EPS claim that they have already lived their glorious days since people were relying on them. They are trying to imply that people do not rely on them anymore. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to bring back that glorious days to them. With this, I guess we are hoping and we are almost sure that if this can be implemented on a larger scale, that people will be able to rely more on them. Since they are providing everything that seems good, but maybe due to some inefficiencies or some shortcomings or drawbacks, this would not be implemented. So if this implementation could be done properly, they can get back to their dominating structure and live their growth.
And that relates to our tagline, that is Job Check on HR.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Hi
sir.
guys, thanks.
Alright, thank you so much.